Imagine holding in your hands a book that has guided billions, shaped civilizations, and stood the test of time for over 1400 years. This book, the Quran, is not just a religious text, it's a profound source of wisdom and inspiration for millions around the world. But what makes the Quran so unique? How did it come to be, and what are the key messages it conveys? And how has it influenced the course of history and the daily lives of those who follow it? In this video, we'll take you on a journey through the full story of the Quran. We'll explore its origins, delve into its major themes, and understand its impact on the world. Whether you're a Muslim seeking a deeper understanding or someone curious about Islamic teachings, this video will provide a comprehensive explanation of the Quran. We'll begin with the historical context of the Quran, uncovering the environment in which it was revealed. Then, we'll explore the process of its revelation to Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, and how it was meticulously preserved. We'll dive into its major themes, from the concept of monotheism to moral teachings and social justice. Finally, we'll examine the Quran's profound impact on Islamic civilization and its contributions to various fields. Stay tuned as we unravel the timeless wisdom of the Quran, offering insights that will enlighten and inspire you. Let's get started. The story of the Quran begins in the Arabian Peninsula in the 7th century, a time and place vastly different from today's world. The Arabian Peninsula was a land of deserts and oases, inhabited by various tribes, each with its own customs and beliefs. The city of Mecca, where the Quran was first revealed, was a bustling trade center and a religious hub, home to the Kaaba, a sacred sanctuary revered by many tribes. Before the advent of Islam, the people of Arabia practiced polytheism, worshipping multiple gods and idols. The social fabric was marked by tribal loyalty, with frequent conflicts and a strong oral tradition of poetry and storytelling. It was in this environment that the Quran was revealed, bringing a message that would transform the region and beyond. The revelation of the Quran began in the year 610 CE, during the month of Ramadan, when the Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, was meditating in the cave of Hira, near Mecca. It was here that the angel Gabriel, Jibril in Arabic, appeared to him and conveyed the first words of what would become the Quran. Read in the name of your Lord who created man from a clinging substance. Read, and your Lord is the most generous. This event marked the beginning of a 23-year period during which the Quran was revealed in parts to the Prophet Muhammad, PBUH. The revelations occurred in various contexts and situations, addressing the needs and challenges faced by the early Muslim community. Sometimes the verses were revealed to provide guidance on personal matters, at other times to address social and moral issues, and often to reinforce the core message of monotheism. One of the most remarkable aspects of the Quran is its preservation. During the Prophet's lifetime, the revelations were both memorized by his followers and written down by scribes. The Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, would recite the verses, and his companions would commit them to memory and write them on various materials such as parchment, bones, and palm leaves. After the Prophet's death in 632 CE, the first caliph, Abu Bakr, initiated the compilation of the Quran into a single, coherent text. This task was entrusted to Zayd ibn Thabit, a close companion of the Prophet and one of his primary scribes. Zayd, along with a committee, meticulously collected the written fragments and verified them against the memories of those who had memorized the Quran. The final compilation was completed during the caliphate of Uthman ibn Affan, the third caliph. Uthman ordered the production of several copies of the compiled Quran and distributed them to various regions of the Islamic Empire to ensure uniformity. This standardized text has remained unchanged and is the same Quran that Muslims read and recite today. The Quran is written in classical Arabic, a language renowned for its eloquence and depth. Its linguistic beauty and literary style have been celebrated by scholars and poets throughout history. The Quran's verses, known for their rhythm and rhyme, were considered a linguistic miracle by the people of Arabia, who highly valued poetry and oratory. The Quran's language is not just poetic but also profound in meaning. It employs various rhetorical devices, metaphors, and parables to convey its messages, making it a rich and multi-layered text. The language of the Quran has also had a significant impact on the Arabic language, standardizing its grammar and vocabulary. Understanding the origins of the Quran provides a foundation for appreciating its message and significance. The historical context, the process of revelation, and the meticulous preservation all contribute to the Quran's status as a unique and revered text. As we move forward, we will delve into the major themes of the Quran, exploring the profound teachings that have guided and inspired millions. Major themes of the Quran. Monotheism and the concept of God. At the heart of the Quran is the concept of monotheism, the belief in one, all-powerful, and merciful God, known as Allah. This central theme is emphasized throughout the Quran, beginning with the opening chapter, Al-Fatiha, which praises Allah as the Lord of all worlds, the most merciful, and the master of the Day of Judgment. The Quran repeatedly calls on people to worship Allah alone and reject idolatry, highlighting the importance of recognizing and submitting to the one true God. Guidance for personal conduct. The Quran provides comprehensive guidance on how individuals should conduct their lives. It covers all aspects of personal behavior, including morality, ethics, and spirituality. For instance, the Quran emphasizes the importance of honesty, kindness, and patience. It advises believers to speak the truth, uphold justice, and avoid negative traits like envy, arrogance, and greed. The Quran also stresses the significance of family ties, urging respect and kindness towards parents and care for the needy, orphans, and the oppressed. A recurring theme in the Quran is the call for social justice. The Quran advocates for the fair treatment of all individuals, regardless of their social status. It denounces oppression, exploitation, and inequality, urging believers to support the weak and fight against injustice. The Quran promotes the idea of a just society where the rights of every individual are respected and protected. This includes economic justice, such as the fair distribution of wealth and the prohibition of usury, riba, ensuring that economic transactions are ethical and equitable. Stories of previous prophets and lessons. The Quran contains numerous stories of previous prophets, including Adam, Noah, Abraham, Moses, and Jesus, among others. These narratives are not merely historical accounts but are meant to provide moral and spiritual lessons. For example, the story of Prophet Joseph, Yusuf, highlights themes of patience, perseverance, and forgiveness. Similarly, the story of Moses, Musa, emphasizes the struggle against tyranny and the importance of faith in overcoming challenges. Through these stories, the Quran teaches timeless lessons and reinforces its core messages. The Day of Judgment and the Hereafter. The Quran places significant emphasis on the concept of the Day of Judgment and the Hereafter. It describes in vivid detail the events of the Day of Judgment, where all individuals will be held accountable for their actions. The Quran highlights the importance of living a righteous life in anticipation of this day. It promises eternal reward in paradise, Jannah, for those who believe and do good deeds, while warning of severe punishment in hell, Jahannam, for those who reject faith and commit evil. The relationship between faith and reason. The Quran encourages believers to reflect on the natural world and use reason as a means to understand the signs of God. It presents numerous verses that invite contemplation of the heavens, the earth, and all living things as evidence of a purposeful creation. The Quran asserts that faith and reason are not mutually exclusive but complementary. By engaging the intellect, individuals can strengthen their faith and appreciation of the divine. The Quran as a source of law and guidance. In addition to its spiritual and moral teachings, the Quran also serves as a source of law, Sharia, for Muslims. It provides guidelines for various aspects of life, including marriage, divorce, inheritance, and criminal justice. While the Quran lays down broad principles, the detailed application of these principles is developed through the hadith, sayings and actions of the Prophet Muhammad, and the scholarly tradition of Islamic jurisprudence, fiqh. The aim is to ensure that the legal and social order aligns with the ethical and moral values espoused by the Quran. The Quran's emphasis on compassion and mercy. One of the most recurring attributes of God mentioned in the Quran is His mercy. The Quran frequently begins chapters with the phrase, "In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most compassionate." This emphasis on mercy is reflected in the Quran's teachings, which urge believers to practice compassion and forgiveness in their dealings with others. The Quran encourages acts of charity, care for the needy, and the importance of maintaining harmony and peace within society. The role of prayer and worship. The Quran underscores the significance of prayer, salah, and worship as fundamental aspects of a Muslim's life. It describes prayer as a means of maintaining a direct connection with God, providing spiritual nourishment and strength. Regular worship is presented as a way to cultivate mindfulness of God, foster discipline, and build a sense of community among believers. The Quran also highlights other forms of worship, such as fasting during the month of Ramadan, performing the pilgrimage, Hajj, and giving alms, zakat. Unity and brotherhood in Islam. The Quran emphasizes the importance of unity and brotherhood among Muslims. It calls for believers to support one another, work together for the common good, and avoid divisions and conflicts. The Quran teaches that all Muslims are part of a single community, ummah, bound by their shared faith. This sense of unity is reinforced through collective acts of worship and the shared observance of religious duties and festivals. Conclusion of Major Themes section. The major themes of the Quran provide a comprehensive framework for living a life that is in harmony with the divine will. By embracing monotheism, adhering to moral and ethical guidelines, striving for social justice, and maintaining a strong spiritual connection through prayer and worship, believers can navigate the complexities of life with guidance and purpose. As we continue, we will explore the profound impact of the Quran on Islamic civilization and its contributions to various fields of human endeavor. Impact of the Quran. Influence on Islamic civilization. The Quran has had a profound impact on the development of Islamic civilization, shaping its culture, values, and institutions. As the central religious text of Islam, the Quran has been a source of inspiration for countless aspects of life, from governance and law to education and the arts. The Quran's emphasis on knowledge and learning led to the establishment of educational institutions such as madrasas and universities, which became centers of scientific and intellectual advancement. Contributions to science. The Quran encourages the pursuit of knowledge and reflection on the natural world, which spurred advancements in various scientific fields. Muslim scholars made significant contributions to astronomy, mathematics, medicine, and chemistry, among other disciplines. For example, the work of Al-Khwarizmi in mathematics laid the foundations for algebra, while Ibn Sina's Avicenna writings on medicine were used as standard texts in European universities for centuries. The Quran's call to observe and understand the world led to a flourishing of scientific inquiry in the Islamic Golden Age. Art and architecture. The Quran has also influenced Islamic art and architecture. The artistic expression in Islamic culture is often characterized by intricate geometric patterns, calligraphy, and arabesque designs, reflecting the Quranic emphasis on beauty and order. Quranic verses are frequently inscribed in buildings, manuscripts, and decorative arts. Prominent examples include the Dome of the Rock in Jerusalem, the Alhambra in Spain, and the intricate calligraphy found in mosques and manuscripts. Literature and poetry. The Quran's literary excellence has had a lasting impact on Arabic literature and poetry. Its eloquent language and profound themes have inspired poets and writers throughout history. The Quran's use of parables, metaphors, and vivid imagery has influenced the literary styles and techniques of Arabic literature. Many classical and contemporary works of Arabic literature draw upon Quranic themes and language, showcasing the text's enduring influence on literary traditions. Social and legal systems. The Quran has played a crucial role in shaping the social and legal systems of Islamic societies. Its teachings on justice, equity, and compassion have influenced the development of Islamic law, Sharia, which governs aspects of personal conduct, family relations, and social interactions. The principles derived from the Quran have been used to create legal frameworks that emphasize fairness, the protection of rights, and the well-being of individuals and communities. Daily life of Muslims. The Quran continues to have a significant impact on the daily lives of Muslims. Its teachings provide guidance on various aspects of life, including worship, ethics, and social interactions. Muslims turn to the Quran for spiritual nourishment, reciting its verses in daily prayers and seeking its wisdom in times of difficulty. The Quran's emphasis on community, charity, and compassion influences how Muslims interact with others and contribute to society. Cultural identity and unity. The Quran serves as a unifying force for Muslims worldwide, fostering a sense of cultural identity and shared values. Regardless of cultural or linguistic differences, Muslims are connected through their common belief in the Quran and its teachings. This unity is expressed through shared religious practices, such as the 5 daily prayers, fasting during Ramadan, and the pilgrimage to Mecca, Hajj, which bring together Muslims from diverse backgrounds in acts of worship and community. Role in education and scholarship. The Quran has been central to the tradition of Islamic scholarship and education. From the early days of Islam, the study of the Quran has been a fundamental aspect of religious education. Scholars have devoted their lives to the interpretation and explanation of the Quran, resulting in a rich body of exegesis, tafsir, literature. Educational institutions, from local madrasas to renowned universities like Al-Azhar in Cairo, have focused on the study of the Quran and its sciences, contributing to the preservation and transmission of Islamic knowledge. Interfaith relations. The Quran's teachings on respect, dialogue, and understanding have also influenced interfaith relations. The Quran acknowledges the presence of other religious communities and encourages Muslims to engage in respectful dialogue with followers of different faiths. This has led to efforts to build bridges between Muslim communities and people of other religious traditions, fostering mutual understanding and cooperation. Modern interpretations and movements. In the contemporary world, the Quran continues to inspire various movements and interpretations. Modern scholars and thinkers engage with the Quran to address contemporary issues and challenges, exploring its relevance to modern life. These interpretations often focus on social justice, human rights, and ethical conduct, seeking to apply Quranic principles in ways that resonate with today's world. This dynamic engagement with the Quran ensures that its teachings remain relevant and impactful in changing times. Conclusion of the impact section. The impact of the Quran on Islamic civilization and beyond is profound and far-reaching. Its influence extends across various fields, from science and art to law and daily life. The Quran has shaped the cultural, intellectual, and spiritual landscape of Muslim societies, leaving a legacy that continues to inspire and guide. As we conclude this section, we reflect on the enduring power of the Quran to transform individuals and societies, illuminating the path towards a just, compassionate, and meaningful life.